Welcome to the One Trick Pony Show that is Duality, and we are continuing with our exploration of the alphabet. I can give you only a limited glimpse of this because I only do this part-time. Hopefully there will be a science behind this where we can actually see how deep this goes. But for now, let's just start with our friend the ox here, okay? The ox here is what was given as the inspiration in creating the letter A. You see, this is probably the first use of the letter A, but it was the head of an ox, and then it became this, and now we know it as that, which is the same as that, but it also is associated to the number 1, since it's the first letter of the alphabet. Even in Hebrew, it is the first letter of the alphabet, and that can be associated to a geometric shape. Look at that, a circle, and it could be attributed to, has different meanings, like it could mean God, it could mean creator, it could mean first, it could mean strength. Strength, why? Because it's associated to the ox, and the ox is very strong. And then it could be associated to male attributes, and like strength, I meant that before, but like father, man, and son. And I went through this before. This is, well, this is the ring of power. Fuck. Anyways, so then we have our friend Beth here, okay, which is meant house and womb, all right, and for that reason the letter B is associated to a woman. You see, can you see the letter B here? All right, okay, so that's where they had the inspiration of creating the letter B, because it's associated to femininity. All right, and lo and behold, it's also associated to the witchcraft Pisces. All right, and that can give you an idea too. So you have house, temple, and womb that is associated to B. All right, now at one point in time I mentioned that the letter C is associated to Gimel, and Gimel was associated to the camel, and the reason why it was associated to the word, because the camel had a big throat. Okay, well, it is more evident when you look at this, the letter C, and you look at the oral cavity here. I think you can see the C, and it's not too far from the throat. All right, so there you go. So that being said, I think in the past I said that the letters are associated to numbers according to their alphabetic position, all right? And numbers can be associated to geometric shapes, and that's your duality. So this is that, but that's not this. So let's do that again. The letter A is associated to the ox, but the ox is not associated to the letter A. You see how you can confuse people? You can say, well, it's a coincidence, when it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. The number 1 is associated to the ox, and the ox is associated to the circle. But how is that done? It's done through duality, because this is that, but that's not this, all right? And as you can see, the circle here is associated to all these different definitions, like God, creator, first, strength. Strength, why? Because an ox is very strong, and it's also, since it's strong, it's associated to the male attributes, and it can be associated to father, man, and son. So this, okay, the ring, okay, of power, okay, is basically, I said this before, it is all the attributes of God, all right? It is the Father, the Son, and the man, all right? I think you can know where I'm going with this. He has no beginning, no end. He's perfect in every ways. When you talk about, he's radiant, is also a phonetic duality to radiant. And you have pi, which is infinite, okay? So all these little attributes, this is what was used to create, you know, the guy in the magical side with writing your name in a book. And how does he write it? Well, he has to use witchcraft. which is lunacy. Anyways, so that being said, we have our B here, okay, which is Beth, and you can see RB is associated to the pregnant woman here, and is associated to the vesic Pisces, and I can make your imagination can go where it needs to go to understand this thing here associated to that. But anyway, so it's associated to house, temple, and womb, and lo and behold, we will find the house, temple, and all the ox and the creator on the top here behind the door inside of the tree of the Kabbalah, which is oddly enough, this would be the God and house. This is the house of God. Anyways, I went through this, and he's in the top here, and he's the king, and he has wearing a crown because the top of a tree is a crown. So that's a duality. All right. So our government seems to notice because they use a lot. The only thing they produce is words. Okay. That's the only thing the government produces, words. And they are into the black magic thing. Okay. And magic was introduced into religion, and it's also hidden inside our alphabet as well through the gematria. So when we start looking at the word magic itself, we'll start understanding with its alphabetic numerical positioning of the letters, you can actually get a value of 33, and 33 we can find it on top of the tree over here. All right, and as the 3 here you can see is a symbol, and a symbol can be put in different directions, meaning different things. So I think you all know, and I mentioned it in the past, that Mickey Mouse, okay, in the Magic Kingdom, well, his name was chosen because hidden in the symbolism of the M, you can find 33, as well as we're all going through probably World War III, so you can see World War hidden inside there. There's going to be a lot of magic. So inside our religion, everybody says amen, and amen is attributed to magic since amen equals 33. And 33, the symbol is this thing. This means magic. So magic was introduced to religion a long, long time ago, and right now it's also, we have a lot of duality inside our government, and our government, if we look at our Washington, D.C., you'll find on top of the White House a few steps, a few streets up, there is a temple. And underneath that temple, there is the White House, which is the head of the government, okay, where they only produce words, which words are spells. And grammar, okay, is also another way of, has to do with magic, all right? And you will have them broadcasting what they're wants you to hear through the channels on the television, and this all goes into the 50 states. Now let's look at the duality of this nonsense. We all know that where is the temple? Well, the temple is right on your head. And the word government, okay, means control mind. Government is also mind, all right? Now, the broadcasting is casting spell, but not casting a single, it's broadcasting. So they're casting spells, and they're channeling. That has to do with your channels, all right? We'll get that in we'll go there in a few seconds. And then we have television, which is your television, and after that you goes to your states, your 50 states, but that's your state of mind, all right? So we have channeling and casting spells. That is also, there's a lot of magic in our news channels, and I think I've shown this in the past. We have our NBC logo here with the 3 feathers on one side and 3 feathers on the other side. That's your 33, and that's your, yes, magic, and that, okay? And then you have your 33, but really your 33 is your CNN, okay? That's a 3 on top of another 3. And when you do the calculation of CNN, which is the 3rd letter of the alphabet, 14th letter of the alphabet, 14th letter of the alphabet, that equals 31, all right? And when you calculate it the other way, which is 4 plus 1 plus 3, that equals 13, and that's your Israeli flag right there. Booyah! And then you have your ABC, and if you followed me from the beginning, you know that your 1, your 2, And your 3 is associated to your A and your B and your C. And that is, if you put it all together, you get your Illuminati little symbolism here, okay? And you have your Fox News. F is the 6th letter of the alphabet. O is the 15, which 5 plus 1 equals 6. And X is the 24th letter, and that's, again, 666. So you have a lot of magic inside, okay, your government right now. But they don't tell you that because that's your control. That is your government, your mind control. So that being said, everything has a duality, and it's basically a cipher. And once you start understanding that, you can understand black magic. Because what color is this? It's black. And I went there in the past. What color is this? It's black. All right? So every word of the alphabet is part of black magic, and as well as spell casting. Because you may think you know the alphabet, but honestly, you probably don't know the alphabet. And once you start understanding the alphabet is witchcraft, then you can take a step back and say, I don't understand what kind of spells you're casting on me. So that's it for today. Have a great day. That's that's gonna be it. So have a wonderful, magical day.